In the last year, ChatGPT has taken the world by storm. It is so popular and so powerful that Microsoft has dumped billions into OpenAI, its parent company, in order to create its own version of this super chat AI bot, just in the hopes of making Bing relevant. Google and Meta have also dropped everything they're doing to develop their own versions of these new super chat AIs. And frankly, what they're capable of doing is astonishing, and to a creator like me, kind of terrifying. ChatGPT is a new form of AI called a large language model. It's not like the AI that sci-fi has predicted in the past. If you're thinking of an artificial intelligence like Data or the Doctor from Star Trek, that's not it at all. And if you're worried about Skynet from Terminator, well, that's not the case yet either, or at least not in the way you might think. No, ChatGPT is a large language model, and what that means is it has been trained on reams and reams and reams of internet data to learn how words are put together in particular sequences. Have you ever seen that predictive text game that starts you off with a bit of a line and asks you to fill in the rest using just the middle spot or the predictive text entry from your keyboard? Here, let's try it real quick. So as always, you start off with something like roses are red, and you hit whatever's in the middle. So we've got violets, and I don't like it, but it looks good, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not jealous. Now, what a lot of those predictive keyboards promise, like SwiftKey, is that they will examine all the text you've ever sent on your phone and figure out how you like to write and what words you like to use, and then predict what the next word in a sentence is when you're typing to save you time. ChatGPT and other chat AIs work in a similar fashion, but on a much more vast scale. Instead of just looking at my text messages, ChatGPT has been trained with all the internet, every website available, every book available, even videos with captioning text that it can pull. And with all that data, it gets a much better concept of what words should come next, considering these words have come first. ChatGPT doesn't actually understand what it's writing. It doesn't actually understand any concept it's talking about. Instead, it's taking a car manual and rewriting it slightly using words that seem right to repeat what it's already ingested. ChatGPT, in a lot of ways, is just a paraphraser. If you've been hanging around YouTube lately, you've seen some controversy around the idea of just paraphrasing content without coming up with original ideas and passing it off on your own. And honestly, ChatGPT kind of does that. Because if you ask ChatGPT to write me a poem in the style of a particular famous writer you like, there's a good chance it can do it. The poem may not make a ton of sense. ChatGPT doesn't understand what it's writing, but it might be good enough, and it will be similar to the style of the writer they might like. And that writer gets nothing out of it. Now, how well it does depends on how much is on the internet. If you ask it to write in the style of Josh Hendrickson of How to Geek and Review Geek fame, where I used to write, it will actually produce content without question, without hesitation. It knows who I am, and it can try to write like me with middling results. I've never looked at anything it's created after my writing style and thought, that's something I would write. They take other people's content and repackage it with slightly different wording, and it benefits from somebody else's work, and that person doesn't get credit, they don't get paid, they get nothing out of it. And that just means there's no incentive for humans to keep creating content for the internet. And worse yet, large-scale publishers driven by profit are already looking at replacing human creators with AI. Maybe with the promise that some humans will oversee the content the AI is creating, but we've already seen that lead to disastrous results, as AI has a tendency to just make facts up since it doesn't understand what it's writing. All that could lead to a future where the internet is nothing but AI-generated content. And remember, AI is trained by the content on the internet. So that means a future where AI is trained by AI based on content it never understood even as it created. That is just terrifying. But that doesn't mean there's nothing good about ChatGPT and other similar chat AI. I spent over a year playing with the different systems, and I've discovered it's just like any other tool. In the wrong hands, they can be a bad thing. In the right hands, they can create wonderful things. But that's another video for another day. So please subscribe to the channel, and I promise I'll come back to different ways we could be using ChatGPT to enhance our lives that's reasonable, responsible, and good for the internet. Until next time, bye!